Heman Bhai and Pritika. At the outset, I'd like to welcome all the eminent panelists, jury members, speakers for having accepted our invitation on this significant theme, which Pritika introduced, which is called Accelerating Bio-Innovations to Marketplace. I would like to recognize the presence of a jury chairperson, Professor Hasnain. Your presence has been very encouraging, sir. Thank you so much for coming. Dr. Dua, I would say he's a catalyst for pharma industry, and we hope that he actually does the same for the biopharma industry. And I think the seeds are sown already. Thank you so much for your presence, sir. And we have Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan. I really admire him. He's a supporter of the ecosystem. And we are extremely humbled and fortunate to have him sharing his words of wisdom and encouragement with each one of us. And deeply we are honored to have your address, sir. And I would like to recognize and thank Dr. Dinesh Dua for having him to come to our platform. This is very, very encouraging, Dr. Dua, for your commitment. Thank you so much. Last not the least, we have Dr. Shishindu Mukherjee, who's a dear friend, a mentor, and a catalyst for a biotech emerging ecosystem in India. And of course, we have our dear friend Uday, who has chaired this program for today. And thank you, Uday, for your wonderful support. So let me share a brief perspective on the theme for the conference, and which I personally feel is the new normal. And of course, all startups have to really embrace the new normals. So COVID has actually brought disruption, and I think it really brought disruption in healthcare sector the most. And let's look at the opportunities which did not exist even a year ago, pre-pandemic times. We did not have PPEs, we didn't have thermal scanners, we didn't have large areas, how to sanitize them. We didn't have any awareness around that. We didn't know how to use the power of bioinformatics and surveillance. We didn't have accurate POC and rapid test. We didn't have AI and IoT based solutions. We didn't have enough oxygenators and ventilators. We didn't have vaccines. We did not think about repurposing of drugs. And of course, last not the least, we didn't have enough hand sanitizers business. But within a year, all this has been done. And this is truly reflection of accelerating innovations to marketplace. I think we are really proud the kind of developments that has happened and how healthcare industry has accepted the challenge as an opportunity. And I would like to simply, suggest and share only a couple of names that I think has done phenomenally well from the overall ecosystem. So a company is Strand Genomics that I know for about 17 years, started by Vijay Chandru from ISC Bangalore, how they diversified their business model from bioinformatics to molecular diagnostics. Bharat Biotech, I think the talk of the town. We all know that within 9 months they were able to launch Covaxin, which a typical vaccine would take about 7 to 8 years, and it is a safe, efficacious vaccine. So I think this is the finest example of accelerating bioinnovations to marketplace. There are companies like Consure Medical, which is a medtech startup, which has truly become a global MNC. It's a startup started about 15 years back here, and today it's a global MNC. Then there is a company called Neurosynaptic Communication, which is doing fantastic work in telemedicine to promote remote healthcare in this primary healthcare setting. I think much needed opportunity. And of course, we have companies like IPCA Labs, which have in-licensed technologies from academia. And I think I would like to recognize that the kind of work Professor Hasnain has done in his own university. So licensing of this technology happened from Jamia Hamdard. And this is actually embracing academia, and taking academia leads forward so that we can accelerate innovations to marketplace. And of course, last not the least, the model that exists is nothing but a merger acquisition model that, if you're a pharma company, you can always acquire IP assets of a small biotech company, which is a traditional approach in biotech, at least in the western part of the world. And I think we have seen a couple of very successful examples. A company led by our dear friend Chandru sold to Alchem Lab, and how now Alchem Lab has a full-fledged biotech wing, and a company altogether as Enzyme Biosciences has 8 biosimilars in the market. This is transformative. Okay, so let me introduce Bio Startup Awards. So I think Chemtech, as Pritika mentioned and Mr. Shetty mentioned about Chemtech Foundation and BIORx, teamed up all this in last 15 days. And I would like to recognize the support that we got from Chemtech Foundation on our idea. and of course the leadership team at Chemtech really supported us. And thank you, Mr. Shetty, for really nurturing our I would say a baby, and now it's a joint baby, and we will love to continue working with you. Thank you so much. And in this, I would say we got further impetus from our partners, which is Syngene and the other partner, SKS Law Associates, who readily came and said that we would love to sponsor the cash prize for the awards that are going to be announced. So let me introduce you to the jury members. So we had jury led by Professor Hasnain, Uday Saxena being a chairman of the BioStartup Awards, Dr. Sujeta from Department of Biotechnology, Professor Wali from IIT Delhi, Sunita, a reputed IP attorney, and of course we had Mr. Dua also supporting us in this activity along with Mahesh Phalgar. And so it's my deep privilege to welcome Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan. And we are very excited, and I'm sure the whole biotech ecosystem really looks up to you. And I think you've done phenomenally well in even healthcare. People don't know your healthcare efforts, but I think I'm quite privy to your healthcare efforts. And sir, this is phenomenal. And your coming today is actually, I would say, it's a great encouragement to each one of us attending this event. We have 300 plus attendees today, and your presence is absolutely phenomenal, sir. Thank you so much once again. And of course, I'll hand it over back to my MC, Pritika. Over to you. Thank you so much for everyone for the opportunity.